I wonder what you encountered the first time you visited your boyfriend's home. The first time I went to my boyfriend Zachary's house, I happened to see his mother cut her hand while cooking. With a band-aid on, Zachary's mom asked me apologetically, what should we do? I hurt my hand, and there's no one to cook the food I bought. Zachary, his father, and his sister all looked at me. My heart skipped a beat, and I tried to suggest, how about we eat out? I could clearly sense Zachary's mother's displeasure. We've already bought the ingredients, eating out would be a waste. Zachary's sister quickly chimed in, sister-in-law, my brother always says your cooking is amazing, is that true? Instinctively, I looked at Zachary. I had never cooked for him, not because I couldn't, but because I was lazy. Zachary looked at me expectantly. After thinking for a moment, I said, slightly embarrassed, sorry, I can't cook. Are you sure your brother was talking about me? Their expressions all changed. Zachary's dad quickly said, I'll cook. I've learned a bit over the years. Zachary pulled me into his room, unable to hide his reproach. Mia, you can cook, so why did you lie to my family? I retorted, do you mean I should have admitted it and then cooked a lavish meal for your family? Realizing he was too harsh, Zachary quickly apologized. Mia, that's not what I meant. I've always praised your cooking to my parents. They have a very good impression of you. But now, they might think I exaggerated. I replied, it's okay, I don't mind. At dinner, there were only 3 or 4 simple vegetarian dishes on the table. Zachary's dad explained, these are the only dishes I know how to make, please don't mind. Zachary's mom and sister both gave me disapproving looks. I immediately shook my head and said, not at all. During the meal, Zachary's mom asked me, I heard that many people in New York don't need much money for wedding preparations. Mia, has your family mentioned how much they expect? I hadn't thought about this at all. After some consideration, I replied, about $180,000. I had heard from colleagues that this was the current cost. As soon as I said it, I noticed Zachary's mom's face fell. That meal was particularly uncomfortable for me. I regretted agreeing to come to Zachary's house under his persistent persuasion. Leaning on the balcony, I was debating whether to leave when I overheard Zachary's mom in the next room. $180,000 for wedding preparations, can you believe it? She can't even cook, and acts like a queen in our home. Even $20,000 is too much. Then I heard Zachary. Mom, keep your voice down. Don't let her hear. Don't worry, the cost can be negotiated. Mia was our school beauty, always admired, so she has a bit of an attitude. I felt uncomfortable. So, this was how Zachary's family saw me. In reality, I was just nervous and didn't know what to say. Then Zachary's mom spoke again. Negotiate what? Our neighbor's son got his girlfriend pregnant before marriage, and they didn't spend a dime on the wedding. If we spent money, it would be laughable. Make sure Mia gets pregnant. We won't have to spend anything. I can't believe you've been together for 2 years and there's still no news. This time, let's see if she can conceive. I don't want you to marry someone who can't have children. I couldn't believe it when Zachary responded. I accidentally saw Mia's medical report. She has polycystic ovary syndrome, which makes it hard to get pregnant, but I'll try. I was stunned. I've always been slow to warm up. The reason I was with Zachary wasn't that I liked him a lot, but because he pursued me persistently for 4 years in college. My friend said he was outstanding, kind, and good-looking, so I gave it a try. I agreed, and Zachary treated me well. When I said I didn't want to live together before marriage, he agreed. In the winter, when I wanted to eat ice cream, he made it for me himself in a heated room. I still had some hope for Zachary. I hoped he was just appeasing his mom. But this weekend, while I was sitting on the sofa, Zachary knelt before me with a platinum ring worth less than $2,000. Mia, if you don't want to get married yet, let's get engaged first. I really want to live with you, to hold you as we sleep, and to see you when I wake up. If I hadn't overheard his conversation with his mom, I might have been moved. But now, I just felt cold and sad. Seeing Zachary's guilty eyes, I said, I'll think about it. Zachary seemed relieved and happily awaited my decision. I was completely disheartened. I went home and told my parents I broke up with Zachary and wanted to get married. I asked when they would arrange blind dates for me. My parents were happy. Though they had never met Zachary, they always believed mismatched relationships rarely worked out. They acted quickly and arranged 20 to 30 blind dates within a week with suitable, wealthy second-generation men. But after the dates, I felt nothing for any of them. They were either slick talkers or quite extreme. Some elite men had good conditions, personality, and appearance, but they either wanted me to stay home after marriage to take care of kids or to be very filial to their parents. I told them I had polycystic ovary syndrome and was unlikely to have children. They were scared off immediately. One even said that was perfect as he had another woman who could have his children, and I could take care of them. I found blind dating exhausting and didn't want to do it anymore. Just as I was about to leave, I heard a magnetic, pleasant, deep voice. Sorry for being late. Are you Ms. Mia? I looked up and saw a handsome face with sharp features. The man had deep, attractive eyes, a high, straight nose, and well-shaped lips. He sat opposite me, dressed in a suit, with an aristocratic air. He looked just like a legendary CEO. For some reason, my heart beat a little faster under his gaze. Ms. Mia, hello, I'm Stuart. I'll be straightforward. I want a Mrs. Stuart. It doesn't matter who, but it would be best if we were well matched. My requirements are simple. I have someone I like but will not betray you. However, we won't be intimate after marriage. Otherwise, you'll have everything other married women have. If you agree, we can live together first and marry if it works out. I was stunned. I had never met someone so direct. But when he said he wouldn't be intimate with me after marriage, I was intrigued. I told him I have polycystic ovary syndrome and can't have children. He didn't mind at all. That's even better. At least you won't try to trick me into having children. Me? I have never met someone as extraordinary as Stuart. He does everything swiftly and decisively. That very day, he moved me into his villa, where we slept in separate rooms. I felt like I was going crazy. I actually went to his house. At night, lying in the guest bedroom, I wondered what I would do if Stuart deceived me. Just as I tossed and turned restlessly. Click. I heard the sound of the doorknob turning. When the door slowly opened, I felt a chill run through my body. I distinctly remembered locking the door. Had I forgotten? In the darkness, I watched a tall figure slowly enter, and my scalp tingled with fear. I wanted to hide under the covers but dared not move, so I pretended to be asleep. Through a slit in my eyes, I saw the figure approach me. It was Stuart. What did he want to do? At that moment, I deeply regretted my foolishness in believing Stuart's words. People always say men are deceivers. I didn't know what awaited me. My heart pounded in my throat. I began calculating the odds of escaping if I suddenly bolted. In the midst of my chaotic thoughts, Stuart suddenly spoke, his voice calm and indifferent. I lied to you today. No one is worthy of my affection, and no one is fit for someone as exceptional as me. After he finished, he turned and left. A string of question marks popped into my head. Did Stuart sneak into my room in the middle of the night just to say that? After Stuart left my room, I hurriedly got up and locked the door again. I thought I would be too frightened to sleep all night. Surprisingly, I fell asleep quickly. Before 7, I heard someone outside. Assuming it was the housekeeper, I didn't pay much attention. But within half an hour, there was a commotion outside, as if a battle were taking place. There was a faint smell of something burning, coming from who knows where. Fire? I jumped out of bed and opened the door. The distinct smell of something burnt came from the kitchen downstairs. Walking down, I saw Stuart, dressed in a suit, muttering under his breath while washing a burnt pot in the chaotic kitchen. Just a small breakfast, and it thinks it can defeat someone as extraordinary as me. Dream on. I was utterly astonished. Stuart was cooking?